All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. What's up, Travis, Tevin? Dow eyes look promising, not gonna lie. Yeah, US 30 looks good. I'm glad it pulled back, not gonna lie. We don't have any high impact news today. I mean, it says we had 8:30 news. It says we had 8:30 news, but I don't think I don't think it was a crazy 8:30 news. And then it says we have high impact 10:30. I don't think that's going to be a crazy move either. What is going to be a crazy move is tomorrow at 8:30. We have a bunch of news coming out tomorrow at 8:30 and then 10 a.m. And then next week we have CPI, which is really cool. I'm excited for that. Let me start looking at Nasdaq. Yeah. Looking for zones. Damn, this was a really good 4 hour demand zone here, but it really got chopped on. So it's not a good zone anymore. I haven't checked the daily time frame either in a while. I just like to look at the daily here and there, get an idea if there is any daily zones, which there rarely is, but when there is, it's very important for me to mark them. Okay. Let me take out my paper trade account. There we go. That looks cleaner. I'm not seeing too many zones on Nasdaq. I mean, this looks like a good 1 hour demand zone. Just hasn't gotten tapped into. I mean, this could be a 90-minute supply zone. I like how the market tapped into it and rejected it. I just kind of don't like how there's a small candle here. But on market, since the market has already kind of reacted to the zone. And I'm pretty sure there's a 90-minute zone all the way back here. This 90-minute supply zone from November. I'm pretty sure it's this one that the market has kept rejecting a couple times. Yeah, this one. I mean, we haven't recently tapped into it, but honestly, I think if the market breaks these highs, I think it could easily tap into this 90-minute supply zone, which it rejected 4 times over here. And I'm going to mark this as liquidity. I mean, I don't think we'll get up here today. It's kind of far away. Yeah. But it could be a good target. Okay, this looks like a good 45-minute supply zone. Not gonna lie, I'm not liking how Nasdaq looks. When it comes to the zones, I just think they're not that good. It could be cleaner. Hopefully US 30 has better zones. There's a 10-minute demand zone down here, which honestly is not going to be very helpful because it's just kind of far away from price. I think that's it for Nasdaq. I mean, I guess what I do like about Nasdaq is it's not much, but I guess it's just this small pre-market range. That's really it though. Maybe if there's good volume, we'll break out of that area. Let's look at US 30. Yeah. US 30 has a strong daily demand zone that we keep bouncing off from. So I think if the shorts come in today, I don't think we'll get all the way down here, but I think eventually this would be a good area for the market to tap into. Also on US 30, what I was looking at was this 4-hour demand zone. I thought if the market was gonna keep going up higher that it would bounce off of this area, but overnight we kind of just I was gonna say ripped right through it. We didn't rip right through it. We just I don't know. We're closing below this 50% line. So when I see that, I just think the market could go lower, and if the market does go lower, I think another good target for shorts could be this 4-hour demand zone down here, which I'm pretty sure we created on Monday. This also looks like a 4-hour demand zone down here. I'm not going to mark it though since there's a daily zone right on top of it. I'm also going to erase this zone here. And I'm going to try to find a better one. Hopefully a newer one too. This looks like a 2-hour supply zone here. feel like US 30 is also just kind of at a weird spot. And this 1 hour supply zone that I got ran through over here, what I like to do is just check when it did get ran through, how was the price action on this area? Okay. I would have liked to see something like this. If I saw that, I think I would have been more confident keeping the zone. I mean, I'm still going to keep it. I think it's a clean zone. And we're going to tap into it soon if the market goes lower. Damn. This is tough because, like, there's really not much zones. And then we just have this huge green candle with, like, no zones on it. Is this a straight move up? There's also a 30-minute supply zone around this area. Still kind of no retest, so I'll probably just delete that. $30-minute supply zone up here. It's not really helpful though, since it's kind of far away from price. Another 30-minute supply zone. See, the good thing about yesterday, when it did this move down, it created more zones. So, if we do go up pretty soon, it'll be good because we have these bigger time frame zones to look at. Okay, I'm down to the 15-minute time frame. This looks like a small 15-minute supply zone. Are you trading Tops Up? I see you got payouts with them. Yeah. Dímelo, bichota. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't gotten a payout with Tops Up in a while. So I'm gonna take it slow with them. Right now, I think my main focus though is these 20 Apex accounts. Just because I feel like that's the biggest payout opportunity for me. So that's the one I'm focused on the most. Damn, I don't see much. Let's see if there's a zone over here on the 5 minute time frame from this huge move up. Yeah, there's not much. Is that day Monday was crazy for US 30. It was very impressive. First 15 minutes. I don't know. I'm thinking if price gets below this 1 hour zone, which is around, I think if it gets below 996, 48, 996, I think the shorts could continue, honestly, like all the way down here to this 4 hour zone, which is a huge move down that's only going to be possible with really good volume. Another thing that I could target if I do take shorts is literally just like a 1 to 2 or just support and resistance, because on our way down there is some areas of support slash resistance that it could bounce off from. So I'm just gonna mark those now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like how the charts look today. Usually I have better zones marked out, so I have like a good idea of what I might do. But today I don't have too many options at all. I also don't have like oh, I know for a fact I'm gonna trade Nasdaq today. Usually it's like that. Today I don't know if I'm gonna trade Nasdaq or US 30. It honestly just depends on which one has more volume, right? Or which one I see better price action on. Hey Lonnie, I hear some people don't like Apex. What's some rules with them that's different, and what's your payout goal? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't like Apex myself. Which is why, like, I don't affiliate with them. I'm never like, oh, use their code, they have 90% off. Because I truly don't think Apex is, like, beginner friendly. And the reason I think that is just because their main rule that sucks is the trailing drawdown, right? So, like, if you hit a break even trade, in reality, you lost money on your drawdown. That's why the trailing drawdown sucks, because it's easier to blow your account. And they just have other payout rules too. Like, they have a consistency rule, which is normal, right? But then they also have I think it's called 30% P&L rule, which basically just means you can't take a loss that's bigger than 30% of your drawdown. Something like that. They have other payout rules too. I'm trying to remember them. They have I think it's a DCA rule. I'm pretty sure it is. They also have a risk to reward rule, just meaning like you can't risk $5 to make $1. Like your risk to reward can't be stupid like that, which is understandable, but some traders do trade that way, you know? They also have like other payout rules. I can't remember them. So that's why you see like a lot of traders get their payouts denied because they don't follow all of the rules. And it's easy not to follow all of the rules because they have a lot of rules. I can't even remember all of them. And then my payout goal with them is it's 40,000 right now because it's 20 accounts times 2,000. And honestly, like once I do achieve that, the goal is gonna be to do it again and again and again until I could get like an uncapped payout. That's the ultimate goal. Cause to me, like I got 5 payouts on like one account with Top Step. So I think if I did it once, I could do it again. But imagine if I do it again with 20 accounts. Like the leverage is way better with Apex because it's 20 accounts. That's the only reason why I decided to like actually go for Apex. Um, because one, like I know they do payout. I've gotten a payout from them before. It was my first payout ever. It was with Apex, so I know they do pay out. And then second, like there is no other platform that allows you to have 20 accounts. At least not yet. That's really the only main reason. I requested a payout and they told me my consistency was too high. Yeah, 38. Yeah, it should be 30%. Yeah, I have like a whole uh not playbook, but like just like a whole payout plan for the Apex. So like my biggest day can't be over I think it's 1300, and then that way I followed the consistency rule, which honestly like I don't think I'm going to get $1,300 in one day unless I get like a crazy trade, or unless I catch it after I'm above the buffer. That way I don't have to worry about the trailing drawdown. There's just so many things you really have to keep in mind with Apex, like once you get funded, and it's is the main reason why I don't really talk about them. Obviously, though, I think if I do get the payout with them, like I will talk about it more because if they pay me 40,000, like what other platform is gonna do that? Except Alpha Futures. I know Alpha Futures would do that with their funded account since their max payout is 15,000 per account, depending on what account you get. But in order to get a big payout with Alpha Futures, you need to make a good amount of money. With Apex, you just need a lot of accounts and you just need to hit base hits. Someone also asked me, I think it was a comment or something, if I prefer Tradeify or TopStep. Honestly, right now, I would say Tradeify is better. And it's really just because of all the weird shit that TopStep has been doing. Like taking out Tradeovate and just having Platform X or whatever it's called. I don't know. That was a bit weird. I didn't like that. It's like, why would you do that? And also, I think Tradeify is better than TopStep because you have more options. Their select accounts are like the select accounts are something that the prop firm space has never done before. I think the select accounts are like a really cool idea. I think that's the best accounts right now. For Alpha, do they have consistency rule in funded? and what's the cost for a 50K. They do have a consistency rule on their funded account, unless you have, I think it's like their other account. Let me make sure. I know one of their accounts you don't need consistency, but it's like a more expensive account. The max accounts on Alpha is 3. Which should be better, right? Like, I think 5 accounts would be better. But their max payout is 15,000. So, I mean, if you have 3 accounts times 15,000, you could get $45,000 payout. But then they take 70% on your first payout. Alpha is like kind of different, but I do recommend them because they have end of day. Their payout rules are similar to Top Step. And they definitely pay out. But I have seen some people get their payout denied. Yeah, their advanced plan doesn't have any consistency on their funded one, and then no scaling plan. But it's also way more expensive, and you also need to make more money on the e-valve. So the advanced plan, to be honest, I wouldn't do. I would just do the standard plan. Yes, you have a 40% consistency rule, but like, I mean, 40%, it's not horrible. It's very easy to manage. It's not like a 20% consistency. The only thing I kind of don't like about Alpha is just their profit split is very not weird, but like your first payout with your account, you're going to get 70% of the payout, which like is not the usual. Usually it's like 90-10 split. But yeah, I think if you get to like your third payout, then from there it's 90% or something. Something like that. The more payouts you get, the higher percentage profit split it is. Oh, also, it looks like their standard plan also has a daily loss limit, which I know some people hate daily loss limits, but to me, it's just like the daily loss limit is there to save you. It's not there to mess you up. Also, I mean, if you're down $1,000 on a 50K account, you should probably stop. You shouldn't think, oh, I can make it back, you know? So I actually like daily loss limit rules. I think they're actually helpful. $50K in one payout cycle, or $15K after 5 payouts max. No, $15K is the max in any payout you get, unless you get their zero plan. If you get their zero plan, you have to I think you could pass in one day and everything, but the payout is capped at like what? I think it's capped at like 2,000. That's why I say the standard plan is just better. What about Tradeify's 50K account growth? If that one has trailing drawdown, I think the growth count is the cheapest. Let me see. If that one has a trailing drawdown, honestly, I wouldn't go with it. Let me see. Yeah, so the growth account you can pass in 1 day. And then, oh no, their drawdown is end of day. That's actually pretty good. And their consistency is 35, which is better than 20%. Huh. I always thought the growth account had trailing drawdown, like the intraday one. But it's actually end of day, so that's pretty good. But I think the best plan on Tradeify right now, it has to be the select account. Like, there's just no other prop firm with this option here. With the option that you could select, either daily or flex. And the Lightning account is always good too. But the thing with the Lightning account is like most people mess up on them because you're saving time by not passing the eval. So they rush through um the funded phase cuz they just bought it. They bought funding basically and they rushed through it. Another mistake I've seen with like people trading Lightning accounts is they mess up the consistency rule with 20%. Literally, if you have a 20% consistency rule, you just have to calculate what your max profit day needs to be. That way, like, you don't have to make extra money or something. That's what I did when I got the payout with them. I did like, okay, 20%. My biggest day would have to be around like 600. And that's all I did. Okay, here's market open. Also, I did buy an extra account on accident, so I had 21 accounts. Um, and that's why this account is red because it was just an eval. I tried passing it, I did, but I just blew that shit. Where's VWAP? Okay. Alright, well, it looks like Nasdaq's breaking past. It's not even a clean zone, though. And it's right at VWAP, too. Well, there's a 1 minute candle close below this 50% line on this 30-minute zone. Usually I would go short, but honestly, I just don't like the zone. The shorts do look good though. I mean, they're it kind of looks like it's breaking past that pre-market range. I'm looking at US 30 though. Oof, US 30 is right at VWAP. I think if US 30 closes above 137 or 140, I think the longs could come in. I want to see a retest though. Okay, dang. Let's see if it retests the zone. Okay, there it is. It's retesting the zone. I do want to see it bounce off of this area. Also, gotta be careful on US 30 since it's very close to VWAP. Okay, it looks like it's kind of bouncing off of the zone. If it breaks the highs, I would take a long. All right, and I'm gonna put my stop loss around 130. It's gonna be a crucial candle close. It's gonna be the 5 minute candle close. Yeah, I got stopped out. I think the shorts are gonna come in on US 30 since a 5 minute candle closed out, rejecting this area. It's retesting the zone. Alright, I'm in short on US 30, and I'm gonna put my stop loss around 142. This is where I want to see it reject. I think if it gets back above my stop loss, I think it'll start to chop up. So I'll probably call it a day. Yeah, I got stopped out. Damn, that's tough. I don't even want to take another trade either because this is basically my loss limit. Damn, it's really been up and down this week. I'm gonna have to start trading micros. Damn. I think Nasdaq could go all the way down to 641. I'm trying to think what was the best play, and Nasdaq was definitely the best play. I just didn't like the zone. That's tough though. I mean, like, this week it's been a lot of up and down, like red, green, red, green, with my P&L on the accounts. Yeah, US 30 looks chopped. Honestly, I think it's been a very hard first week of the year. But I think it's on purpose, you know? Like, we've seen very clean price action, but like yesterday was the price action was pretty weird on Nasdaq. I mean, I saw the price action yesterday, and it was a lot of fake outs. Like, if you look at the price action here, um, it was very choppy yesterday, very wicky. Still kind of a good trend, but it was also very easy to get faked out. Today, for sure, the best play was shorts at this 30-minute demand zone. I literally saw the retest here and then the breakdown. I should have a rule that forces me to only trade the bigger time frame zones. Like, I had the choice to trade this 30-minute zone instead of the 15-minute zone. How big is this opening range? Yeah, the opening range on Nasdaq is really good. I'm debating if I should wait for a third trade, but if I do lose the third trade, I'll be down a pretty good amount. Yeah, Nasdaq's about to tap into this 1 hour demand zone. One more minute for this 15-minute candle to close. I might take another trade on Nasdaq. Damn, the stop loss gonna need to be really tight though. Unless I switch over to micros. I'm gonna take longs here on Nasdaq with micros. Put my stop loss at 619. I'm gonna break even here, hit over a 1-to-1. It has to get past these highs. I think if it gets past above 677, could easily go back up to VWAP. Alright, I got stopped out break even. I'm just call it a day. I think since it rejected this area here, I think it'll make lower lows. Not gonna lie. Unless it bounces again around this area. that was a clean bounce though. Yeah, let me journal this really quick. Honestly, I just feel like over trading, but I know it's not worth it. Honestly, with this last trade, I should have gotten in way earlier. Like, down here. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I just always think, like, if I'm gonna aim for a big payout, it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy. And the hard thing about trading, the hardest part about trading is accepting a losing day. It really is. But I think it's always worth it. And to me, it's like if I want to get a big payout, honestly, I'm gonna have to earn it. Like, it's not gonna come easy. And the way I'm gonna have to earn it is by doing the right thing. To me, doing the right thing is stepping away when you need to, you know? Yeah, I think NQ, since they rejected this area here, I think it's gonna break the lows. And if it does break the lows, I think it could go all the way down to this 3 hour demand zone down here. The volume on Nasdaq is also pretty crazy. I mean, like, this is 50 ticks right here, and it looks pretty tiny. Yesterday 50 ticks looked decent. Today though, since the candles are huge and it's moving fast, 50 ticks looks tiny. It looks hard to manage, you know. That's why I switched over to micros. Look at the weekly. I'm so bearish based off the weekly upper wick. Honestly, I don't look at the weekly. I try to. Um, I don't know. I think since I trade at such a small, specific, like, I literally trade a small, specific thing every single day, and that's the first 15 minutes. So I tend not to look at the weekly unless I'm doing like some sort of weekly outlook, but I'm not good at that, you know. I'm not good at predicting what's going to happen the next week. I'm only good at predicting uh what's going to happen like the next 2 minutes or something. Obviously not today, right? Like, not today, but I would say like 60% of the time I'm pretty decent. It's tough because for me, like, I really, really want this 40K payout. I think it'd be crazy, like 40K month. What? And I think it's gonna be hard to do. And this the hard part right here is just accepting losing day. It's also been just a hard week for me. I don't know if it's because, like, my first week live training on YouTube, maybe it's the nerves. I don't know. But I'll get used to it for sure. Okay, this first trade took longs on US 30. After a 1 minute candle, close above a 15-minute. Damn, I'm slow. What am I doing? 15-minute supply zone. Second trade. Took shorts on US 30. Took shorts on US 30 after a 1 minute candle closed below the zone. I think I did a couple mistakes on these first two trades. I mean, the first trade I would say it was A plus. I waited for the retest over here, and then the break of the highs. I think that was pretty A plus for me. This second trade though, I think if price had already closed above VWAP, even though it did close below it, this is on a 1 minute. Let me write that down. Mistakes I did. I think the first mistake was trading at VWAP. But Nasdaq was also at VWAP as well. And taking the second trade too fast. Yeah, that was a back-to-back trade. Usually I kind of wait for my next move, but today I didn't. I just, boom, I saw it and I just took it a little too fast. Third trade was really good. Nasdaq buys after it tapped a 1 hour demand zone. Third trade on Nasdaq buys after it tapped a 1 hour demand zone and broke structure to the upside. The entry should have been better, but I was hesitant since it was already The entry should have been better, but I was hesitant since I was already down 2R. How often do you backtest? I try not to backtest too much, so I try not to spend like a crazy amount on the charts, but I would say I backtest the most when I'm on a losing streak and I'm trying to like get my confidence higher. Then I backtest a lot, maybe more than I should. You know, like I've For example, last year, like I remember I was on a losing streak, and the whole weekend, like I was back testing, like insane. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I think it helped with my confidence a little, and that helped me get out the losing streak. How much do you have to make in each account to get that 40K payout? I have to make 4,600 or 4,600. I have a whole plan. Let me show you. Let me show you the trading plan. And I created this plan a while ago, but now I'm actually implementing it. Now I'm actually using it. It's my 40K payout plan. Request 2K from each. The balance goal is 4,600. I have the 30% consistency rule, so my biggest day can't be over 1,200. I have here the trailing drawdown stops at 2,600. So I would aim for a 1-to-1 until each trade is 26 until 2,600 is reached, or start trailing at a 1-to-1. At least 8 trading days, which today was my 4th trading day on these accounts. And then what is this? This is the negative profit and loss, the P&L rule. So basically, I can't take a trade that's more than 30% of my drawdown, which in this case is 750. And then this is what I'm risking around each trade. Honestly, it's around 250 to 300. And then this is just me late at night thinking about it. No, this was me late at night thinking about, like, what if I don't try it, you know? Now though, I'm trying it, so I try to like fall asleep visualizing the 40K. You know me. You know me and my hippie stuff. I try to manifest stuff. So that's what I'm currently doing. What happened to your 5K live account? I haven't seen an update in a while. So I traded it the first day, and then the second day I lost, like, I think it was 500 or 600. And I don't know why, but it scared me, you know? And I figured that since it scared me, that I wasn't ready to, like, actually full on, like, gamble the account. And then also I was thinking about it as well, like, the 5K to 100K challenge is a challenge that's not focused on proper risk management. You know, it's basically a gambling challenge. And to me, if I was going to do a gambling challenge, it's not what I try to represent. You know, I don't try to represent the gambling aspect of trading. I try to represent the slow, calm aspect of trading. And if I did that challenge, you know, that wasn't going to be how I wanted to be represented, so I stopped it. I still have the live account, I just haven't traded it. I was going to trade it in, I think it was November, something like that. But I had gotten on a losing streak, so I was like, maybe I should wait till I get in the groove of things to start trading the live account. I wanted to make 10K from Apex and was hit with the 30% consistency rule. Then I messed it up trying to make some more. Yeah, that consistency rule is tough. You gotta be aware of it. I know my first payout with Apex, like, I definitely didn't follow, um, what is it called? I didn't follow all of the rules. And I still got that first payout, which was crazy to me. But it was back when Apex wasn't, like, as strict as they are now. Like, I literally cheated my way through that payout and I got it. Like, I remember I was down I basically almost blew the account, so I just gambled it, and then I got the money back, but it messed up my consistency, you know. And I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna request a payout because I've never been at this point. So I requested it, and then like a couple of days later, it got approved, and I was just like, what the heck? And I got the money. I remember I started crying because it was like my first payout ever, so I was just like, wow. And at that time, I was trading each day on like 2 hours of sleep, so I worked overnights. So it was just like a grind. And ever since that payout, never looked back. I was like, if this is possible, then I'm gonna keep going with it. Yeah, I do plan on copy trading with the live account. But I think if I trade with the live account, I wouldn't put it on like Trade Sync or something. I would actually trade it. How old were you when you got your first payout? I was I was 19 or 20 cuz it was 2 to 3 years ago. I know. I look like 15. I know. I have good genes. Take any trades? I mean, I took one break even, two losses. Got chopped on US 30. Missed these shorts on Nasdaq. But I'm good. The dogs are going crazy. I already journaled, so I don't have the urge to trade. But like, not gonna lie, I had the urge to like just fucking YOLO it. But I didn't. Also, with the back testing, for some reason, I'm just not good at back testing. Like, I'll back test and like I won't take it serious, Or I'll back test and like it's not the same, you know? So I'm just not a good back tester. Yo, that's so funny. You're incredibly young. When did the manager start hitting on you? Oh, no. Yo, that's so funny because I told my girlfriend that I told you guys about that, and she was like, you're making me seem like a pedophile. But no, I was 15, she was 17. So it wasn't like horrible. But that's funny that you bring that up. Me and her were laughing about it yesterday. I enjoy forward testing. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think forward testing is where you're actually gonna grow as a trader. Back testing is just not the same. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't take it serious. You trading full time for how many months now? I think I've been trading full time for a full year now. So it was last year, I think it was January that like I was done with it. I was done with the overnight job. And it was good. It was a good year. I mean, I made um I know it was over six figures. I think it was like almost 90,000 with prop firm payouts, and the rest was other income, which was really good. But my mistake was like not managing the money right. Because it was my first time self employed. So, like, I had to take care of, like, the taxes and everything, and I didn't do that the right way like I should have, you know. Um but now I know for this year, like, save the money properly, like save your taxes properly. Save up for that. I think I didn't take it serious last year cuz it was just like I wasn't used to it, I was used to working a job, then they take care of it, and then I get money at the end of the year. But like if you work for yourself, it's 1,000% different. Like the money that you get in reality, you're getting maybe 60% of it. The rest goes to taxes. Unless you live somewhere where like the taxes aren't horrible. What was the overnight job? It was at a grocery store stocking. It was from 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. So I would get home around 7 a.m. I would take like a 2-hour nap and I'd get straight to trading. I mean, I was really on the grind. Like, I really was going insane with this trading stuff. Would you rather have a strategy that shows 3 times a week or a strat that you can trade with every day? Every day. Yeah. I think I'd go crazy waiting for it to show up only 3 times a week. But I would say like my strategy, it shows up every day, but there are some scenarios where, especially like on a slower week, maybe for like during the summer, if it's like really choppy, the setups barely show up, because it's very low volume. When did I quit Chick-fil-A? I quit Chick-fil-A, I mean, I think I was still 15. I only worked there for about a year. Chick-fil-A was fun. It was my first job ever. I mean, you know, Chick-fil-A was fun. It was fun. It was a good first job for me. Also with Chick-fil-A, like it it's funny, but it's not. Basically at the Chick-fil-A that I worked at, like all, and I hate to say it, but like is the truth. It was only like the white girls in the front and then like the Hispanics in the kitchen in the back. So I was working in the back with like all the Puerto Ricans and stuff, and we were just all like we were all friends back there. And we would argue with like the front cuz they were on some BS. But yeah, after Chick-fil-A, I worked at Starbucks for almost 3 years. I worked at Starbucks doing coffee. That's where I got my coffee addiction. It's not really an addiction, but I drink a lot of coffee. And it's because I worked at Starbucks. I was a really good barista. Starbucks was really fun to work at, but the management there it was horrible. Like, yeah, it was just not it. And funny enough, I actually worked at Starbucks with my girlfriend as well. Me and my girlfriend, like, we worked all of our jobs together basically until I work as a full-time trader. Are you from Miami? No. I'm from Puerto Rico. I was born there, moved to the US when I was like 2 years old. I live in New York. Not New York City. I live in upstate New York, close to Canada. Kind of. I want to go to Miami. Like, I want to go to Miami, but I would never live in Miami. I think if I lived in Miami, like, I would get lost, in the party life or something. Like, Miami is just, it's for certain type of people. How's that transition been from being a full-time trader? Is it more budgeting? Yeah, I would say so. You got to be very aware of how much money you're spending, what's your income, da da da, you know. And also as a full-time trader, like you can't just be trading. You have to be doing something else. You know, if I was just trading, like I'd be going insane right now. I'd be like, I need to make money today. But I try to distract myself with other things, like YouTube or other things. Try to go outside. I try not to get consumed by the trading. And I think that goes for everyone too. Especially as a beginner, like it's hard not to think about trading 24/7. Even for me, like yesterday after I finished trading and I was like eating breakfast, like I was scrolling through my YouTube subscription and it was just trading stuff. I was like, I can't watch trading right now. Like, I need to watch something else. I can't think about trading 24/7. Or else, like, then you'll start to overthink, like, damn, like, this person made this much. Like, I need to get there right now. So I try not to think too much about trading or like get consumed by it. I heard you have better tax breaks if you live in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I think you pay like 4%, which I would love to live in PR. I really would. It'd just be, it'd be a crazy process for me. I'd have to, ship my car over there. I mean, we have a German Shepherd, Chihuahua. We have 4 German Shepherds and then a Chihuahua. So, like, moving down there, it'd be a whole process. I was thinking, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking of, like, because my girlfriend's grandma lives over there, and she was like, oh, like, I have a small guest house in the back, like, you guys could stay there. And I was like, what if I move in there, on paper? And, like, I could just, tell the tax people I live there. But then it's like, that wouldn't be real, so maybe I'd get caught up. So if I move to Puerto Rico, like, it's gonna be a whole process. Why do you say that? Because trading gets repetitive and that you have to distract your brain with something else, a different challenge. I think, yes, trading does get repetitive, but if when it gets to the point, like, if it gets too repetitive, you start overthinking about it. Once you start overthinking about trading, it goes downhill from there. Then you start, oh, I need to learn this strategy. I need to learn that. Then you need to restart your process with trading and do something else. Is your girl also Puerto Rican? Yeah. But like even like when I was working full time, I was the type of trader that trading was like 24/7 in my mind. It still is, but not as bad as before. Like before, everything I would consume was about trading, you know? And it got unhealthy because I was just overthinking it. Now, though, I try to keep trading like just a thing for the first 2 hours of the day, not a 24/7 thing. Unless I'm making a video or I'm on a call with someone talking about trading. So, Rochester, bro, how do you come up with Rochester? That's crazy that you guessed that. That's why I got myself a timer. Yeah, I used to have a timer as well. My timer was from 9:30 to 10:30. And like once that 10:30 hit, I tried leaving. Tried. Before it was hard, but it's crazy cuz before like I had zero process to trading. I was just trading as a hobby. Literally, like I would just hop on the charts and just try to trade whatever. Now it's like an actual system. It's very specific. And I think that's what allowed me to get a lot of payouts last year was having that system. And I've tried to change the system. Like before I tried to add, Asian trading and the London session, but it didn't work. It didn't work for me. So I just stuck to New York session. I think now if I trade Asian session, it'll be like on another account, whole other strategy, and keep it as something separate. Looks like the market slowed down a bit. Definitely went back into the range. This also too. I should talk about this as well. This is why I only trade the first 30 minutes. Usually the first 15 minutes. It's just because for me what I've seen a lot is for example up here like New York Open broke out of this pre-market range, and then from there what I used to do was I expected the breakouts to continue in that direction even after the breakout already happened. But what happens is usually after, I would say after the first 15 minutes, 30 minutes, usually you won't see another breakout, another break of structure to that side. Usually you'll see a pullback, which is what you'll see now. And also like another thing is usually like after this 5-minute candle closes below this 50% line, I would expect it to go short all the way down here. But since this broke out around 10 a.m., the breakout already happened, so it just pulls back. This also happens a lot. This, I would call this like a breakout fake out, right? Because usually it would break out and then continue to go lower. But this here happens a lot after 10 a.m. or like during Asian session or something. You'll get a lot of fake outs like this, which is why I just trade that very specific time frame from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Most of the time, it's just 9:30 to 9:45 because the breakout is way more stronger. This is the move that I should have caught, honestly. This is a pattern that I try to trade all the time. Is this pre-market range breakout? This one right here. Boom. And I mean, I bet we could find it on another day as well. Yeah, this one right here. This was kind of a pre-market range over here, and it broke out to the upside at 9:30. This one as well kind of had this pre-market range here, and it broke out to the upside at 9:30. That's the same thing happens almost every day. Sometimes though it gets choppy, right? Like this day, when was this? Monday. It was a bit choppy, but the breakout did happen. It did happen. Asian session is too messy, London session is slow, and it pretty much goes on direction. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Asian and London traders that are basically just swing trading. Like whenever I see a trader on social media flex their Asian session trades, it's usually like a pretty long trade, like a trade that they held. So it's really hard to scalp. I would say it's hard to scalp Asian session. But with gold, gold is very interesting. Gold Asian session, I mean, literally whenever this shit is moving. And I think gold, it doesn't look like much, but like if you back test it and see, okay, like, I don't know, let's say we put a contract here. Literally just one contract. Your TP doesn't need to be that far away to make a good amount of money. You know, like the contracts are really good on gold. So is silver. I looked at silver. Um, the contracts on silver are actually crazy. Let me see if I could. Let me show you one contract on silver. Let's see if it shows up. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. One contract on silver. Look, my thing is barely moving. And look, it's the stop loss 2,000. Look, like it's barely there. Look, this is $1,000 right there, and it's the very tiniest move. 39 ticks, crazy. Like silver is actually dangerous. You have to trade micros. Has anyone heard of the what's it called? It's like a prop firm for crypto. Has anyone heard that? I think it's called Warbucks. Patrick, he talks about it a lot. Let me look into it. I've been wanting to look into it, but I always put it to the side. I want to look at their trading rules. Crypto funding. Let's see what this is about. I want to see their rules. Okay, a 50K account. Oh, they have instant funding. Damn, $1,000 for this 50K account. That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's look at their one step. Even this is pretty pricey for a 50K account. Almost $400 for their one step 50K account. And minimum payout. They have a daily loss limit. So your drawdown on a 50K account would be 3,000 and your profit goal is 5,000. So this just reminded me of Forex. It's definitely, I thought it was going to be similar to futures, but I mean, it's more similar to Forex, like with the 5K account. It's definitely more pricey. Do they have payout caps? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I can't find it. Can I have more than one account? A max with a maximum total allocation of 380,000. Why 380,000? I mean, that's cool, but that's a bit weird. Why couldn't it just be 400,000? So you can have a couple accounts. Does anyone trade crypto? I've never traded crypto, but I've tried looking at it. Like yesterday, I looked at Bitcoin to see what a potential strategy you could use. I think breakouts would be good for crypto because it's very volatile. Patrick, part owner. Oh, I didn't know that. That makes more sense since he advertises it a lot. Yep, Nasdaq's back in the range. I'm excited for next week. Hopefully next week is a bit more better. I mean, this week has been really, really good. I think we've seen really good volume, especially today. There was good volume. Yeah, next week we have CPI, PPI. I also wanted to check earnings. Or I mean, when are they going to announce the earnings for quarter 4? For Amazon, Tesla, all those companies. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if next week we're going to have that. An important earnings. Yeah, I don't see much. Well, all right. Not the earnings for WD-40. That's crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing. Alright, well, that was it for me, guys. Anyone got any questions before I head out? Alright. Well, see you guys tomorrow. If you guys are going to keep trading, I would be careful. Manage your risk. Respect your daily loss limit. Stick to the plan. And don't be on the charts all day. Do you drive a Tesla? No. I drive a white Jeep Wrangler. Tesla. I wish. I mean, I never driven a Tesla, but it looks cool. Looks cool. Especially the Cybertruck. Nice. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.